Okay, well, good morning, seventh graders. I hope you all are doing well. As we get to the middle of this week, we are now on a new lesson, 11.4, and this is subtraction. And subtraction is an idea that you have heard from the beginning of math, right? We are on page 493, so you probably want to turn there to be with me here. But one important thing about subtraction, right? We think 10 minus 4, and that's very easy to do, right? We get 6, boom. That's subtraction. That's what we think of. Well, we're about to do subtraction like we did yesterday with addition. We're going to do it with some negative numbers, okay? So you think about this. If you have the, let's see, in our book they have A and they have B. Let's say those represent different numbers. So in this case, 10 would be A and 4 would be B. So one way that we could actually write this, and this is the way the book teaches you to write it, instead of writing 10 minus 4, you would actually write 10 plus a negative 4, okay? And that's the same thing, still 6, okay? So you can write it either way, but the book actually wants you to write it this way. Now, I'm not going to have you do any problems where you have to redo it that way because I personally don't think that that is very helpful, right? To me, if I see 10 minus 4, that's easier to look at than 10 plus a negative 4, right? So they have the same thing. They mean the same thing. But I prefer this way. So you can do it this way if you want. I prefer the top way. And you'll see how this works now when we have a negative, okay? So if you need to pause that and write any of that, this is what they say to do for a negative. It should look like this. 10 plus a negative 4. Or, depending on what the number is, 4 plus a negative 6. Okay, now the way that I was taught to do this was actually to take this plus sign and this minus sign, they cross out and become a minus. Whenever you have one plus sign and one minus sign, it becomes a minus, and so the answer is 6. And the same thing down here, you have a plus sign and a minus sign, so they cross out. You get a minus sign, and you have 4 minus 6, which is negative 2, right? I'm subtracting, I'm at 4. If I had a number line here, and I'm at 4, I'm subtracting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? I'm subtracting down here to negative 2. So this is 0, 3, 2, 1, negative 1, right? I'm subtracting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and boom, there I am at negative 2. Okay, so that's the way I was taught to do it. So you can do it that way if it makes more sense in your mind. If it doesn't make sense to you, I'd do it the way the book does. So when you see something that looks like this, 4 minus 6, you need to rewrite that first as 4 plus a negative 6. Okay, and again, I said the reason why this is easier to me is because this negative sign means that I'm going to the left, and so that's very easy for me to remember, right? If I'm here at 4, I just know I'm going to the left 6 places. Okay, so not very hard to understand. You can do it either way. You get the same answer, right? Obviously, so it doesn't really matter which way you want to do it. You can do it either way. Okay, so one important thing that we'll do some practice on here, whenever we have something that looks like this, negative 2 minus 8. Okay, now this is the easiest way for me to remember this, is say these signs are the same. And whenever the signs are the same, you always add. Okay, I think we talked about this the other day. You always add, no matter what. So I know I'm going to have 8 plus 2, which is 10, and then you keep the minus signs here, come right here for a minus 10, and that's the final answer. Okay, same, when the signs are the same, you always add. Okay, that no matter how you rewrite it, whether you want to write it negative 2 plus a negative 8, right? If the signs are the same, and they are here, this negative and this negative, you always, always, always add, no matter what. Okay, so if the signs are the same, you always add, just like on this problem, right? 2 plus 8, the signs are the same. This has a little plus out here, so we always add, and we keep the sign. So it's plus 10. We just leave it as 10. We don't write that in there, but it is there. The plus is always there, okay? So one of the things where this gets a little more fun, and this is something new that you will learn, this is just something that we'll do. Negative 2 minus a negative 8. Now, the awesome part about this is very easy, okay? So you need to pay close attention, but this is very easy. Whenever we have this right here, 2 negative signs back to back, guess what we do? We just draw a line, make them a plus. So now it's negative 2 plus 8. Okay, you see how easy that was? Not hard at all. Okay, now what we do here, look at this. The signs are different. This is a negative and this is a positive. So remember, when we have the signs are different, when signs are different, then we always subtract. Always, always, always. No matter which one's bigger, no matter which one's smaller, we always subtract. So I'll get 8 minus 2, which is 6, and then I keep the sign of the bigger one. And obviously the 8 is bigger, so I know it's going to be plus 6. So the answer to this one is simply 6. Okay, so let's do another one for a practice problem. Let's do this. -1 minus a -4. Okay, again, all I do is I come in here and change that to a plus sign. So now I have -1 plus 4, which is 3. Why is that 3? Because the signs are different. Okay, you see that? That's different. So that means I'm going to subtract. So I subtracted 4 minus 1, which was 3, and then I kept the sign of the bigger one. Sign of the bigger one, which was the 4, so that's a plus 3, which is why my overall answer is 3. Okay, let's do another one where it doesn't work out, where the plus is bigger. Let's do -10 minus a -4. Okay, now again, I come here and I change that to a plus sign. Why? Because back-to-back negatives always become a plus. Now I have -10 plus 4. Okay, now at this instance, what do I do? The signs are different. So I'm going to subtract 10 minus 4, which is 6. But now I look over here, which sign is bigger? Obviously, the -10 is bigger, so my answer is -6 down here in the blue. Okay? So that's the way that all of your homework is going to be. If you can do these kind of problems that I'm doing right now, you're going to be in great shape. So if you get a problem like 15 minus 19, you can just do this. You say, look, this is a plus, 15, this is a minus, so the signs are different. So all I need to do is subtract. Okay, it doesn't matter which one's bigger, which one's smaller, I need to subtract. So you get 19 minus 15, which is 4. And then I come up here and say, which one's bigger? Is the 15 bigger? Nope. The 19 is bigger, so that means the minus sign from the 19 is coming down here, and my answer is -4. Okay, this is not very hard. That's the way I would do it. Now, this is the way the book would teach you to do it. If you have 15 minus 19, they're going to say, rewrite it, 15 plus a -19. And if that helps you, that's okay. But either way, you're going to eventually have to get -4, right? Because you could come down here on the number line, say I'm over here at 15, but then I'm adding a -19. So I got to go 19 this way, and that leads down here to -4. So either way, you're going to get the same answer. I don't care how you write it. It doesn't matter to me. You'll get the right answer if you do it correctly, no matter which way you write it. So I'm going to do one more, or a few more here. What if we have parentheses, and we have 2 minus 8 plus 3? Now, we have parentheses. You have to do what's in parentheses first. So, again, the signs are different, right? Here's a plus sign, and here's a minus sign. So I'm going to do 8 minus 2, which is 6. So now I have this 6, but then I have to look which one was bigger, the -8. So I have -6 is now my answer for that in the parentheses. So now I rewrite it, -6 plus 3. Now again, the signs are different. Here's a plus, and here's a minus. So what do I have to do? I have to do 6 minus 3, which is 3. And I look at the sign. Which one's bigger? The 6 and the negative. So the answer is overall here a -3. Okay? Now I'm going to do one more like this form here, -4 minus 2. Okay, -4 minus 2. Now, the book would teach you to do -4 plus a -2, and if that helps you, that's awesome, and you just get -6. What has helped me when I do these is just say, guess what? The signs are the same, so what do? I always add every single time when the signs are the same. So I know I just do 4 plus 2, which is 6. Now the question is it a minus or minus or positive? Well, they're both negative, so obviously the answer then is going to be -6. Okay? So I don't want to bore you going over example after example after example after example. Part of it is you just doing it on your own. So the homework on this is page 494 on 11.4. We're really close here to the 500s, and we're just doing 11 through 32 all. Okay, that's a decent amount of problems, and the reason is the only way to get better of using using negatives is just to do it over and over. So 11 through 32 all, that's going to be due on Thursday. Hope you all are doing well. Mr. H is over and out.